We talk about epic battles for kingdoms, gold, and glory. But what about the fight for a single, ordinary patch of ground? This is the story of Shammah, one of King David's legendary mighty men. And his battlefield was not a fortress or a valley, but a simple, sun-baked field of lentils. The Philistines, the eternal enemy, had come for the harvest. As they approached, the people of Israel did exactly what was expected. They ran. They abandoned their homes, their supplies, and their fields, including this tiny patch of crops. But Shammah refused to retreat. He was a mighty man, a warrior defined by faith and fierce loyalty. When the army fled, Shammah stood alone, planting himself in the middle of the field. He didn't stand for the monetary value of the lentils. He stood because that patch of ground represented God's provision and the nation's integrity. To surrender the lentils was to surrender hope. It was a sight of pure, terrifying defiance. One man, one sword, one army. The sheer audacity of his stand must have caused the Philistines to pause. This was not a general strategy. This was a single man's refusal to acknowledge defeat. The Philistines engaged. They were trained for battle, but they were not prepared for the singular, focused fury of Shammah. He was fighting, but the scripture says his strength was supernatural. As Shammah fought, the text tells us the Lord brought about a great victory. This wasn't just a tough fighter. This was God using a singular, faithful vessel to turn the tide. He stood his ground until his hand was weary and stiff from gripping his sword. The Philistines scattered, leaving the field, the small, insignificant field of Lentils, to Shammah. When the other Israelites finally returned, all that was left for them to do was gather the spoils. The battle was already won. Shammah's battle teaches us that the size of the conflict doesn't matter, and the worth of the prize doesn't matter. What matters is the courage to defend what God has given you. When you stand your ground in faith, God makes that victory great. If you were moved by Shammah's devotion, subscribe to Forgotten Bible Epics for more unbelievable stories of faith and conquest. We break down the Bible's most dramatic battles every week. Click the video on your screen now to see the next epic story.